and there is a very special announcement today. So usually my day starts by going to the studio, Goldenbug studio, opening the door, turn on the lights, take a coffee, maybe organize a little bit the studio in itself, and take another sip of coffee. I walk to my quarters, I take another sip of coffee, I turn on my computer, I read emails, I answer the most emails I can, comments, questions on Discord. I try to answer a lot on the morning. And in the meantime, my team walks in. Usually we say hi, we talk a little bit, sometimes. Everyone goes to their workstation, they start working on, the task at hand. Sometimes we have a meeting in the morning, but usually we leave that kind of stuff into the afternoon. What happens a lot throughout the day is one-on-one sessions, where each one shares their doubts and asks some questions, which is pretty cool and productive. But that's essentially it, the morning routine, Then comes lunch at around 1 o'clock. We usually eat together and see The Office, or see the news or whatever it's on the TV, And before jumping back into work, we really like to socialize a little bit. Sometimes we play some couch games. Or we simply play some cards, maybe Jenga. Maybe a game of ping pong, why not? Whatever comes up, whatever we are feeling like. And at around 2 o'clock we go back to work, resume where we left off, and we enter the afternoon with another cup of coffee. Well, we are developing Rabbit's Tale, and more or less 6 months ago I published the last game dev episode, where I did a face reveal and I showcased a little bit the game, at least the state it was in, which wasn't the current state. We are always showing stuff from months before. And we now have a wonderful scenario. We have definitely achieved the point where our art is looking really nice, and personally I love it as the game producer. I really love as the game designer, and Marisa did an amazing job with art. She learned so much, she evolved so much in these years that it's wonderful to see her work in Unity and in Krita and with sprite shape and all of those tools to create the scenarios and layers and whatnot. It's truly amazing, and we have reached a beautiful moment where we have these scenarios that she created with my help on directions and whatnot. I then teach her how to add the parallax effects, which was programmed by Nuno, the senior programmer, the main programmer of the game, which by the way is doing a crazy good job when it comes to coding, very excellent job. And she did a wonderful work where it was like this before, everything is static, you see, and you need to organize layers and depth and all of that. And once she learned how to create the parallax effect, she did this amazing job, as you can see, and we have a wonderful scenario. And around 5 o'clock, usually, we go grab a snack and go for a walk. Everyone has a different hour, but usually me and Marisa go for a walk around the surrounding area of the office. We have a great place to walk without many cars circulating, which is awesome. It's a great time to take some fresh air and take Yoshi for a walk and play a little bit with him. "50 to 20 minutes later we go back to work, we go back to the office and resume where we left off. That's usually our break time, our snack time. It's also a great time for meetings to finish off the day, where we usually talk about the state of the game and see what each one is doing, and we share some ideas, some thoughts, and that kind of stuff. We have a wonderful story which we cannot talk much about it, otherwise we will spoil it. And we are merging two games, metroidvania and another type of game that I really don't want to talk too much about it, but I think it's an awesome combination. Anyway, what are we doing now currently in these days is basically we have 100 and something enemies, not with final art, but they are the core, they are programmed. Nuno did an amazing job at programming the enemies. Currently we are testing them at this point. We are also testing traps and interactables, which was programmed by Carlos, our junior programmer, and did a great job as well. And with all of that testing, we did come to a point, because I'm always talking in the past. We test all of that, it was working awesome, and then with sprite shape and other tools, we start to create the game design. We start to create the scenarios. We have the story, we have the backbone, we have everything we need. Now we need to create the core, which is basically, as you can see, everyone tests these scenarios just to focus on the game design, on is that trap right, is the ground right, can the player reach that, you know, should we add more traps, should we add more interactions, should this be a rope, should this be an elevator, how is this coming up all together, all of these frames, are we building up into something? That's where we are now, the core of the game design process, which is really hard and really a lot of work. We have made quite a few interesting achievements. We have started to have something very good. We are always sharing stuff on social media in case you guys want to follow. There's plenty of links below, and you can see sometimes scenarios and testing stuff like that if you are curious about it. And yeah, we are working on creating the scenarios, the game design, improving the enemies, and we did a few boss fights. Now obviously the art is not final, I mean it's just placeholders. The focus here is the game design, the mechanic, the testing stuff, you know. And there's a very special announcement today. Our main character, the rabbit, is going to be totally different. We asked for a great artist to develop a rabbit, and we are going to show you a little bit. We are not going to show you everything yet. If you want to know the final form, you should pay attention to our social media of goldenbug. But we are going to show you now the silhouette of the rabbit. And I think you are going to memorize it because it's quite iconic. I think even with the silhouette you can identify from which game it will be once you know the final form. But yeah, pay attention to the social media because we are going to post, we are going to do the reveal stuff of our main protagonist, of the rabbit, and I think you will like it. We are still developing animations, but we have the final art. So yeah, pay attention to the social media to find out more, links below. And thanks for watching this Indie Game Devlog. I hope you enjoyed these new formats, by the way. Let me know below if you enjoy this type of videos where we talk about Rabbit's Tale and a day in the game development studio in Portugal, an indie game. And let me know if you enjoy this stuff. So thanks for watching guys, and bye. See you in the next video.